Warning, this video contains opinions from an idiot who's been playing a series of children's party games since they were 6. If you're going to comment on these opinions, please at least be respectful. Thank you. Enjoy the video. I am insane. Mario Party has been staying somewhat strong for a solid 2.5 decades. We've had some ups, some downs so down that they were in hell, but one thing stays the same. For the most part. It's fun. Again, for the most part. The boards of Mario Party are the main part of any game, really. Sure, it may just be a board game with Luigi in it, but at the end, you play a mini-game. Most of the mini-games are you killing your friends. I knew I liked Mario Party. But still, the main part of the games is the boards themselves. To me, at least. The main dish, the dinner, if you will. So, since I would like to call myself a Mario Party aficionado, I wanted to put them to the test. Which boards are good? Which boards are bad? Which boards make me want to shit myself? All of them being my opinion, of course. I'm going to be ranking all of the boards from Mario Party based on how much fun they are to traverse, how many things happen on the boards and whether they're fun or not, the board's design and layout, the music, and just how much fun I personally have on them. Rules? No rules land, unfortunately, and I won't be including Island Tour boards. I feel like each has its own gimmick, and they lean a little too much into that gimmick. Not to say they're all bad boards, all the same premise, but just with different rules and shit. I will also not be including 9 or 10 boards. Why? You know why. You're smart people. I will be including the Superstar boards and the remade boards from Jamboree, but you're welcome to ignore those rankings. I honestly only added them to talk about 1 or 2 remade boards in particular. But if you're curious about how I would rank the Island Tour boards, here we go! Last is Shy Guy Shuffle City. Why? I've never played on this one because it only allowed for real human players to play it. Take what you will from that. I can't rank it if I haven't played it. I actually quite like the music on this board though. 6 is Bonsai Bill's Mad Mountain. It ends in like 10 minutes. 5th is Rocket Road. I like the Galaxy aesthetics, but overall it's kind of boring. 4th is Kamek's Carpet Ride. I like the aesthetics, but spell it out for me. 3rd is Bowser's Peculiar Peak. It's a really good idea and puts it in pretty good execution. Also, it has the Bowser in the Dark World theme. 2nd is Perilous Palace Path. I like using items. Straightforward board and I like it. 1st is Starcross Skyway. I like the attention to detail on this board. The mini stars and stars come together along with many other Mario enemies. It makes for a kind of fun board. Now I'm gonna rank the 10 boards. Ugh. 5th is Whimsical Waters, 4th is Mushroom Park, 3rd is Airship Central, 2nd is Haunted Trail, and 1st is Chaos Castle. I literally have nothing to say about these boards, they're boring as fuck. Wait, what number is after 10? 7th is Toad Road, I like the music. 6th is DK's Jungle Ruins, it's a kinda cool idea, but it is just a circle. 5th is Bob-omb Factory, it's alright. 4th is Boo's Horror Castle, it's kinda cool. 3rd is Blooper Beach, I actually love the music on this board. I also kinda enjoy the board in general. 2nd is Bowser Station, love the music on this board. It being in the shape of Bowser is pretty cool as well, and the captain events and bosses are pretty fun, even if the bosses are completely luck-based. 1st is Magma Mine. Objectively, probably the best board in the game. Uses the car mechanic in a unique way, and it makes it a fun trek through the mines. The music here is also really good. So that's my opinion on those boards. I originally thought about ranking 9 and 10 along with the other boards, but I didn't really have much to say about them, so there you go. Oh, and also, fuck Mario Party 10. Now let's get this fucking party started! It was honestly kind of hard to determine what board I hated the absolute most. I know which boards I hated, but it was a matter of which one was in Lucifer's mouth. It took me quite a while to decide this, honestly. But I was ultimately stuck between 3 out of the 5 boards, which are the only boards who accompany the F tier. 5 boards. So, which one was it? Well, let me ask you this. What was the last bad nightmare you had? Me too. I love Bowser. Swear to God I do. But, oh my God. Sometimes I just want to fucking... Yeah. So, let's answer a couple things. What makes me not like a board? 1. Board sucks all of the coins out of you for no reason. 2. The board is never forgiving. I know it's Mario Party, but like, come on, it's Mario Party. 3, music is dull and uninspiring. Yes, the music matters. 4, it's just straight up boring or infuriating, man. I'm warning you right now, majority of the Bowser boards are, look at how badass I am, look at all the fire around. None of this board is fun. These 2 spaces make Bowser appear and go to the other side. With every space he goes by turning red. Oh, and also if Bowser passes you, he takes even more money. And the red spaces last for 2 turns. Which doesn't sound all that bad, but holy fuck does it add up. Happening space on the top left makes you choose between 2 blocks. One that sends the player back to start, and the other takes half your coins. Top happening. Bowser takes control of the flamethrower and gets rid of anybody's capsules who's chilling near it. But I think the worst one is the one in the middle. You land on either of these fuck faces and Bowser will trap you in the spin stage, where the only way to get out is to land on the happening space. Again! This means that you could spend the rest of your days trapped in the fucking merry-go-round. Every single turn, 3 coins, gone. And during the last 5 turns, Mario Party 5 will roll a roulette to determine what will happen for the last 5 turns. One of these options is turn all red spaces into Bowser spaces. It's as painful as you think it is. It's awful. This is one of the lowest points I think a board can go. You don't want to know the funny thing? This isn't even the last Bowser board in F tier. Jesus Christ, man. This quite literally is a fucking nightmare. Ugh. It's some kind of fucked up that Mario Party 2 gets all this praise because it's when Mario Party got good, or it was people's first Mario Party, and some people even argue it's the best Mario Party. Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. My first Mario Party was also 2, and it's not even close to being my favorite. Sure, I love the game for all it's done for me, but good fucking god. If I'm gonna be honest, this board is way too similar to Bowser Nightmare, so that's why it's this low. And I'm gonna tell you why. The merry-go-round is back and better than ever, but this one invented it, so let's give it up, y'all. Although with this one, you have a better chance of getting out, so that is nicer of them, I guess. I remember one time I was stuck in this shit for like 6 turns. It low-key kick-started my hatred for this board. Like Bowser Nightmare, again, I don't really like the music for this board either. It does sound like an evil theme park that's Bowser-pilled, which is nice, but I overall don't care for it. The gimmick, if you will, of this board is every 5 turns the parade will come out. You can alter the parade's path by changing it when you happen upon a crossroad. When they come out, they will follow that path and take whoever is in their path all the way back to start and taking 2 coins per space till start. Real good shit, Bowser. You really made a banger out the womb with this one. I can only handle so much Bowser, dude. This board is literally just a square. As you'll soon find out, I don't take very kindly to shaped boards. Admittedly, the reverse bank and item shop is kinda cool. I mean, they literally force feed you an item that you probably don't even want, but it's definitely not enough for me to like this board even a smidge more. And if you land on the bank, you pay all the money that everyone's gotten so far. Fucking capitalism. Oh, and if you don't have coins, they take your star! Sorry, Bowser, you don't start making theme parks until a 3D world. You gotta wait at least another decade or so, bro. You might be looking at this board thinking, oh, it looks nice, the music is pleasant, and Koopa is in it. It is the exact opposite of all of those things. It pained me so much to not put this in my bottom spot, but I do think the last 2 are worse. The main attraction of this board is the cleverly named Koopa Cabana Hotel. Whoever came up with this name needs a raise, but whoever came up with the gimmick needs to get fired. Every time you pass over the Koopa face on the board, you are forced to pay 5 coins to this fucking chud and it'll build the hotel. There are 4 levels to this hotel, each level being more grand than the last. But if you land on one of the happening spaces surrounding the hotel, Koopa gives you a chance to stay at the hotel. You will then pay the amount of coins that everyone has sunk into the hotel with an uh-oh Atlantis Lost Empire, and then the hotel skedaddles out. So you waste your money. Oh, but wait, I'm not done. That's not the only fun part about this board. These crossroads, the Yukiki, will drop a banana and force you to go up or down. You do not have a choice in the matter. It is completely random. Fuck you! Fun fact, when you're using the Bowser suit, you get to choose which direction you go. Thank you, Nintendo Unity. The other happening spaces on the board force you to ride a dolphin that will take you from one fruit to the identical fruit somewhere else on the board. You do not have a choice in the matter. It was never about choice. Fuck options. This is Mario Party. Cool board, dude. Maybe next time choose a better vacation spot. Fucker. Okay, he's just straight up bad at this now. Get a hold of yourself, man. I generally don't like when boards are just hard to go through. This board literally is just annoying to navigate. Nice of Bowser to invite us over for a gnarly party, gay Luigi. The main trickery of this board is these bridges. Every time someone goes over them, they crumble more. 3 people can walk over this bridge and then it breaks completely. Then another bridge forms in the other direction. Do you see why this is a problem? It's a kind of cool idea, but in execution, it is just annoying. Oh, and also, these small pipes are only accessible if you use a mini mushroom. Half of the board is just completely blocked off by the mini pipes and bridges. So yeah, it's just entirely possible to be stuck in this circle the entire game. Bowser is also just chilling on the board. Every time someone gets a star, Bowser will switch to a different space that a star is able to appear on. There are different things that can happen depending on what size you are. If you're normal size, he takes, say it with me now, half your coins, or he gives you 50 if you have none. If someone reaches him when they're mini, you get booted to the Bowser start. Yep, the Bowser start, accompanied by 2 Bowser spaces and a fortune space. When you reach him when you're mega, he actually fucking just one-on-ones you in a special minigame, which is actually the fucking sickest thing ever. The minigame is, the board isn't. But if you win, he just fucks off until the next star is bought and reappears. If you lose the minigame, just guess what happens. The Bowser chilling on the board is actually kind of funny because he has like no idle animation, so he just chills there. The minigames are actually really cool, especially Panels of Doom. Even if it is luck-based, I fucking love this minigame. It's very underrated. Oh, the board? What board? This is the talk of the town now. Or the party, I guess. It's really annoying when the unlockable board in these games sucks major donkey dick. Happened with Bowser Nightmare. Happened with Bowserland. And now with this shit. I'm seeing a theme here. Third Mario Party 4 board in a row. This guy's on a fucking roll. Yeah, the shape-shaped board's coming back into play with this. I actually used to think this board was alright, like probably B tier or something, but then I had an awakening and I was like, wait, this board kind of sucks my left nipple. It's not fun going the same direction for a solid like 6 turns, especially if it's in a winner relay like this. There's exceptions to the going one direction the whole game thing though. With boards like Shy Guy's Perplex Express, Pagoda Peak, Peach's Birthday Cake, at least you know what you're getting yourself into. You're going the same path the whole game. With Boo's Haunted Bash, hell, Mario Party 4 boards in general aren't very good with directions, in the sense that you're not actually on a board. You're above the actual environment. Spoilers, this is why most of the Mario Party 4 boards don't get very far on my list. It doesn't feel like you're in the actual board itself. This board also sucks with just wasting your fucking time. When you talk to the Red Boo in the middle, all of the other Red Boos disappear, which causes a lot of the previous crossroads to also go away. But then there's this the Boneyard shit, which will give you options to go to any of the graveyards scattered across the board. This sucks. It quite literally blocks you off from going to certain places on the board. If people keep talking to the Red Boo in the middle, it's possible that these crossroads will be gone for a majority of the game. The Boneyard thing also just takes like 2 years off your lifespan. There are only 2 happening spaces on this entire board. On the very top right of the board, you have to land on this space 3 times! In order for it to actually trigger something. Big Boo will appear when someone has landed on it for a 3rd time in the game, and he will give you the option to steal coins from every player or steal stars from every player, similar to Horrorland from Mario Party 2. This is one of the rarest things, if not the rarest thing in Mario Party 4. It is so fucking insane that one of the bonus stars that is crucial for victory is locked behind 2 spaces on the whole goddamn board. But the worst part about the board is that it is boring! Probably one of the most boring ass boards you could possibly play in Mario Party. Looking at sandpaper is more fun. Probably. I'm gonna fucking fry you like a Ghostbuster, you dumb cunt. We are finally out of the F tier. Those are the boards that I actively don't have any fun on at all. Yes, there were only 5 of them, but now we're moving on to the D tier boards. Boards that I don't really like that much either, but there's at least one redeeming quality in there somewhere, big or small. Starting off the D tier, we have another fucking Bowser board. Okay, well. Oh my god, dude, make it end. Once again, Bowser is back on the list, showing everyone that he's the king of making lava-based boards that suck a million dick burgers. Oh, sorry. Magma. I bet you're surprised that none of the Mario Party 1 boards ranked in F tier. Well, let me rebuttal with this. They're still pretty bad boards. I don't care if Mario Party 1 started the whole series, God bless this game, but damn! A majority of these boards suck. Not to say all of them are bad, there are definitely a couple gems I will touch on later, but let's get back to the sewers. Bowser's Magma Mountain does not like coins. At all. It will eat your fucking coins for breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, and a midnight snack. In that order. All of the Mario Party 1 board's happening spaces only do one thing and one thing only for that board alone. Except for one. This board's happening space turns all the blue spaces to red spaces. Get a new fucking joke, Bowser! You also have crossroads, thankfully. Oh, but the crossroads themselves... Oh, fuck this game. Each crossroad will ask you if you would like to go the Bowser path, which will take you the way you were going, or the Star path, which will take you further ahead of the board. But you have to pay 10 coins in order to take the Star path. Oh, but that's not so bad. I'm not finished. It's luck-based. You roll a roulette to determine if you even have a chance of going the Star path, which means, good job, you just blew away 10 coins because why? Because. Like I said, this board does not let you have coins that much. Do you see my point now? The one at the top is a little different, however. This one's free, but only because if you get a star, you go to Boo, and if you go to Bowser, yeah. Oh, and when you beat Bowser on this board, RNG. You lose 20 coins or a juicy star. The only reason this board isn't F tier is the music. I actually kind of enjoy it. I do appreciate the Mario RPG music reference, though. That's pretty cool. I mean, he... But Curb, you love Peach. She's one of your favorite... And that's why I cut you off. Yes, I know. I love Peach. But... But that does not excuse the elephant in the room. Or the cake in the room, I guess. It's funny, because I literally mentioned this board like 2 spots ago. Why does she even still have this cake out? Someone has to have fucking eaten it at some point. Surprised one of the event spaces isn't eat the fucking cake so you don't have to play on this board. Mario Party 1 had a lot of linear boards. They were very straightforward. This ain't an exception. Can I blame him? Kinda. Main part of the board is the chode right here. He'll ask you what seed you want. All the primary colors plus green because fuck purple and orange, I guess. 3 of the seeds will send you to the star, which always stays on this space. Toad's probably fucking munching on this cake, if you know what I'm saying. One of them will send you to Bowser, who will take 30 coins from you upon reaching him. Phew. Thank God that's over. Oh, fuck! You gotta do it again. Which, yes, this means it's possible to get Bowser twice in a row. Never seen it happen, but it is possible, I'm sure. The happening spaces will let you plant a strawberry seed for 30 coins. Small PD will appear, and if any poor lad, lass, or them happens to land on the space of the plant, PD will crunch your nose and give your star to the person who planted the seed. Basically a trade-off for no Boo on this map. If there's one thing I do like about the map, again, is the music. Very good music. I like how it has a little silly feel to it, which is actually something I adore about this map. Yet it remains this slow because it's just boring. Luckily, this is the last time we'll be seeing this board, right? I'm gonna rename this tier to the Mario Party 1 tier, bro. Back again with the food theming, dude. Who the fuck was craving during the making of this game? God, I fucking love Cantaloupe. Yoshi is such a fat fuck, though. I think it's really interesting how many spaces the Mario Party 1 boards have. Like, this board is small. Like, really small. Yoshi's Tropical Island has the third least amount of total spaces in Mario Party 1. The board's gimmick itself is also really simple. Toad and Bowser reside on opposite ends of the island at all times. When you land on the happening space, it'll swap the two of them. If you meet Bowser, he sucks up 30 of your coins like the fat fuck that he is. Really, really simple. The only way to swap between the two islands is to get by the thwomps. You can pay any amount of coins that you have to the big man and you'll be on your way. Something really interesting about this though is that you can pay a lot of money to the thwomp so no one can pass through the thwomp because they have to reach that amount of coins first. I think it's a really unique way of playing this board, and also a really funny way. It changes the whole dynamic of it. Honestly, not really much to talk about here. Kind of boring board, a little too basic, but the music does slap. Seriously, I fucking love Cantaloupe. The first DS board. These boards are really interesting actually, except this one. Mario Party DS is such a unique game in the series. I feel the only reason this is this low is because, once again, going in the straight line isn't really all that fun. There are obviously boards that go in a straight line, but they have actual stuff to do. Pagoda Peak, Goomba's Booty Boardwalk, just to name a couple. They have an actual reason that they're good. I wish I could like this board more, unfortunately. Something actually interesting about this board is that you can buy as many stars as you want when you reach the star space. That Bowser space right after the star is so dickish. It's like, oh, congrats on your star. I'm thinking run over your dog this time. Compared to the other DS boards, there's really just not much happening. Which is a shame since there's only 5 boards in this game. A couple of them are gems though, luckily, but yeah, pretty generic, boring DK board. Nothing new. I wish I'm really my melons itch, dude. Man! Behold! The new and improved Tropical Fruit Vacation! Paradise? Let me see it! This is the only vacation I'm glad I'm gone from. Super Mario Party tried its best with making sure that Mario Party was back and better than ever. But, this isn't the reason I want it to be back. Being split between 4 different islands sounds like a cool idea until you realize you're gonna get isolated and start screaming SOS. Bro, fuck this board. This bridge down here breaks when too many people go across it. It doesn't reappear for the rest of the game either. The bridge up top can also get broken by the Chungo blooper up there. That blooper placement is so dickish. So 3 happening spaces. With my luck, it just so happens that I land on it every single time. I mean, it obviously looks good in more ways than one, but the only way to switch between the 2 islands is landing on this 1 space. Sorry, 2 spaces. This makes it so that if you don't land on these specific spaces, you could be trapped on one of the islands for a majority of the game. Navigating this board sucks. It just sucks. Combined with Super Mario Party's low rolls and semi-sluggish gameplay, and you got yourself a board that's deceiving as all hell. Paradise, yeah. I'll see you in hell, bro. I feel cheated. Out of all the Mario Party 1 boards to bring back, you brought back the one that I'm gonna fucking eat. Oh boy, 2 cakes! This is the first board on the list that's come from recent years of Mario Party. Unfortunately, I bet you're asking me, why is this so low? Look at the upgrade! What upgrade? Of course, yes, it looks amazing. I'm happy about that, but it ultimately doesn't change the fact that this board is cake, not the good kind. The one that gives you a stomachache like 4 hours later. This cake must be moldy as fuck, dog. It's been sitting here for the past 20 plus years, bro. The PD seeds are a little different since you can plant one to steal coins instead of a star. Oh, the chode moved. So the Globeba is now after the star. This is a problem. Why? Because, my friends, if you get the Bowser seed, you are actually in line to get the star again! As long as you have the coins, of course. But still, with low enough rolls, you can still gain enough money after meeting Bowser to get another star quicker. That is absurd! Since it's overall the same premise, I'm obviously not gonna rank it any higher or lower than this. Something that the remakes of Mario Party 1 and 2 boards do have over the OG is items. In Mario Party 1, you can't hold any items. wasn't conceived yet. But now with a fresh coat of paint, you can now hold 3 items and get a little more creative with your strategy and whatnot. I like that. Even if it's a bad board, I am happy that they are remaking these. Also, the home stretch music for this is amazing. Still D tier though. Can't change my mind. D tier is finished. Now we're moving up to the C tier boards. These are boards that kind of just annoy me, but they aren't too bad overall, or they're just boards that aren't as bad as the lower ones, or I just straight up don't really care for them. Kicking off the C tier, we have... Yeah, kinda insane how they brought back both of the food boards from Mario Party 1. What does this say about Nintendo? Honestly, I don't really have much to say here. Literally the same exact board, but you can use items. Granted, this board has it better than Birthday Cake because you can actually pass the item shop more frequently, I feel. But I'd be lying if I said the home stretch music wasn't holy peak. Listen to that accordion solo! Fucking amazing. I'm just kinda sad about this. For the longest time, I'm sure people have wondered what happens when Nintendo's best-selling series of games coincides with Mario Party. This. I've waited for this for so long, just to be mildly annoyed. I will stand by this, by the way. This is worse than the Rainbow Castle remake, by a pretty big margin in my opinion too. My main issue with this board is the star placement. Once someone gets the star, it goes to the opposite path of the crossroad here. Then you have to make an arduous trek all the way around the board again. Cool idea. No, it sucks. Similar to Mario's Rainbow Castle in that regard, but if you don't have some sort of movement items on this board, it is grueling. Every time I play on this board, no matter if I'm in first or last, I can never seem to not get annoyed while playing it. I would absolutely rank this lower if the music wasn't this good. Also, it would have been cool to see if there were different pathways you could take, but them being more dangerous. Like you go on a separate path on the left side, but there's filled with red spaces or unlucky spaces. I'm just saying, I like options in my Mario Party. I'm just saying, you give me a straight fucking line and expect me to like it? Yeah, no thanks. But yeah, this board was a complete letdown in my eyes.
Welcome to Mario Kart!
Yeah, I think not. Similar to DK games being mid, DK's Jungle Adventure may seem like a fun board. I mean, it's the first board in the whole series. So, how is it? Well, it's a Mario Party 1 board. It definitely shows off what the first game is all about. Fucking you over. Right off the bat, you're given a crossroad with one direction being blocked by a whomp. 10 coins to pass through. The person who goes first is genuinely at an inherent advantage because they get to go through first without having to pay the whomp. Life's not fair. Fun fact, this is one of the very few boards in the whole series that has multiple boos on it. This is the first board in the whole series too. Imagine if all boards had multiple boos on it. You'd be losing stars faster than anyone can mash the A button. Something really dickish of this board is the star placement right here, because not only is it stationed right after Bowser, who takes 10 coins from you, but the happening space on this board does one thing and one thing only. If anyone is in the pathway of this boulder, it will come out of the slope on the top right and chase you all the way down to here. No star for you. Right after Bowser, there are 2 happening spaces back to back, so they went extra zesty with all the dickishness. I know I've said only negative things about this board and it's in C tier, but I feel like this board is more of a mild annoyance than anything more than the boards below it. It's not as terrible as the boards below it. That's the bottom line here. And overall, it's just a pretty uneventful board. Pretty straightforward, but hey, that's what I signed up for, right? We're only in C tier and most of the Mario Party 1 boards are knocked out already. I think you can get where I'm coming from though. Most of the boards just aren't good. They're either too linear, too boring, or they fucking annoy you. Or all of the above. With this one, it can be a mixture of all of those, but it isn't as bad. I feel like this board is unique amongst these boards. Not only does Mario's Rainbow Castle have one of the least amount of spaces out of any of the mainline Mario Party games at 52 spaces, but it has a pretty decently interesting star mechanic. Toad stays on the same space the entire game, and you can go up to him when you reach the cloud. But once you talk to Toad, the owner of the Big Bean Burrito himself shows up. Bowser is mean on this board too. 40 coins if you meet him. The happening space switches them too. I feel like the Boo is pretty well placed on this board, making you travel extra spaces just to have a chance of stealing coins or a star. But even still, this board is just not that interesting. Nothing much happens. God, I hope they bring this board back. It would be so fucking good. Only 3 boards from Mario Party 1 are left. Guess where they'll rank? The answer may surprise you. Am I being sarcastic? Stay tuned. They should have called this board Wet Dream. There it is. There's the pun. All right, you guys can go home now. Leave the tip at the door. No better place like home than the deep blue. This board is making me feel pretty blue. God damn. Now, what's the problem with this board? It's kind of just too linear for my liking. I mean, sure, there are more than one ways to get back and forth between the board, but that requires you land in a happening space. I'm sorry, I just don't find this board that interesting. I mean, what is there to say about this board, to be honest? It's not that I don't even hate the board, I just, again, find it boring. There are plenty of things that can happen on this board, I just don't find any of it really that interesting. That's quite literally it. I mean, sure, you could ride the Manta Ray, get some coins, but that's honestly about it. Make me forget this dream, bro. Holy fuck. Just like dominoes, the way my interest falls during this board is rapid. I mean, sure, it's a starter board for a reason, but it's just a blatant square. Now, where have I seen this before? You ain't no Thwomp Ruins, buddy. Straight up, I don't really have much to say about this board either. It's just boring. I mean, I like it visually a little bit, ignoring the fact that the board is just a square. Fuck this top line right here. Any of these happening spaces will trigger an event which forces you back. Yeah, seriously, not much to talk about here, to be honest. Fucking nerd. Is being a bookworm really this annoying? I fucking hope not. Kamek's Ligma is a fine enough board. I used to like it a lot when I was younger, but the older I get, the more I'm prone to criticism. I found out that this board annoys me. Not only does this board force you to warp to 2 different locations, but you have a 1 in 3 chance of even getting a star. These jars will contain either a star, 5 coins, or a trip back to start. Well, that doesn't sound so bad. It's not. There's a Mario Party 7 board that has the exact same deal. So why is this one the one that gets shafted? I feel like just the board's design is just meant to fuck with you. With these 3 happening spaces up here, Kamek forces feeds you 3 halfway dice blocks and then switches your position with another player. Or instead of just you and one other person, it switches everyone! These ones in the corner force you to go to either the other side of the books or the respective segments. Having a board split up into 2 areas sounds like a cool idea. Maybe in another life this idea for a board would have been pretty good. Maybe even fantastic. But this board just likes to dick on you. Not in the funny way either. Maybe make a better library next time, idiot. Both of Kamek's boards are down here, dickhead. Look at this fucking egotistical prick making a statue made of gold of himself. Never have I seen a Mario enemy more blatantly fixated on themselves for 0 reason. Bowser has reason because he's fucking Bowser. He is king of Koopas and the scarfer of the Big Bean Burrito. Kamek's just a fucking Koopa in a cloak. Or a puppet, depending on what faction of the internet you grew up on. What am I talking about again? This board has a unique mechanic. Every time someone passes by the star, the price of it changes. 5, 10, or 15. Cool idea. If it wasn't for the fact that you can reach the star in like 3 turns. That is more of a problem with Super Mario Party as a whole, but these boards are tiny! This one being the biggest culprit of that. If you have allies on this board as well, you can get there even sooner. This board usually has pretty high scoring games as well. well. Everyone will usually have at least 2 stars by the end of the game. If you roll low on this board, you are fucked in the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. If you're a character with a high roll and dice, congrats on your win. I need to take a shower, dude. Desert themes and really anything can be very hit or miss. They can either be the coolest thing you've ever fucking seen or a slow, boring, annoying mess. So what's this? The Outlier. Sure, it can be annoying, but I've seen worse. Spiny Desert actually has a couple things going for it. First off, it's surprisingly complex, but not too much to where it's mind-numbing. You get what I mean? These 2 cacti serve as a way from point A to point B, but it gets a little deeper. You purposefully hit one of the cacti to go to either point C or D, which is actually not a bad concept. It is fun going for stuff like this. I find stuff like this really charming. One of the bountiful reasons why I love Mario Party 3. I also just kind of like the aesthetic of the board. I know it's not anything too crazy, but I just like the vibe this one gives off. Daytime on the bottom and nighttime on the top. Oh, we'll be seeing more of the day and night shit later. But that's as good as it gets. The placement being this low comes with its sort of main gimmick. The Mirage. This board has 2 stars on the board, one real and one's a phony. You can probably see where this is going. It's really annoying when you're in a situation where you've been getting fucked the whole game, but then you don't get the star because the game said so. Surprisingly, this isn't the thing that annoys me the most about this board. These 2 roundabouts. Fuck you. Whenever you land on a happening space in these circles, every player that is in the circle gets sucked up and then spat out on the other side of the map. Mario Party 3 had a weird hard-on for these roundabouts in its boards. Waluigi Island has one, this one has 2, and the dual boards can fuck you over almost harder than our president. I'm sure there are people out there who like this board, and I can see why people would enjoy it, but overall, not my cup of tea. I don't even like tea. Am I gonna die soon for this? No? Thank God. You know something interesting? Talk to me about this board back when I was like 9, and I would have said this is my favorite board from 2. If I could kick my past self in the ass for that. I mean, sure, it's a starter board, but fuck, bro. You couldn't pick a more agitating first board. Let me explain why while using a pirate dialect. Army mateys, you see these swashbucklers over there? These arseholes will shoot at you if you land on the X that marks the spot, along with any landlubbers that be sniffing around these parts as well. Wait, but I'm not done, you scallywags. There's yet another one of these arseholes that'll shoot you. If you get shot, you ask? Well, you get sent all the way back to shore, mateys. What do you guys think of that? It doesn't help that the first stretch of the board is a trap. You can buy a skeleton key, go through the door, sure, you can go to Boo, do your deeds or whatever, but then you're just back in the same place. I mean, hey, if you're good at winning minigames, you can stock up enough coins and then realistically, you can loop yourself around this part of the board the whole game. Back to the cannon thing though, it's entirely possible to not get past this part of the board because of how this board is structured. The fact that there's a second one does not help it at all either. So if you want the star at the bottom left, you have to go through 2 gauntlets. But overall, this board can just be a pain. Another thing about it is that this board is quite literally just a loop. I mean, sure, every Mario Party board is, but this one ensures that no matter what, no matter where you are, no matter how you are, you will always have to go back to the start. Every board at least throws some crossroads in the mix or something to prevent you from going back to the beginning. But the most this board has is that you can skip to later parts of the board. I hope that made sense. The reason it's this low is because of the cannons. It's very close to B tier, but the cannons combined with the glorified loop thing, you will get annoyed with this board very quickly. Oh, something that this board does really well are the costumes. All the Mario Party 2 boards except Bowser Land gives each character costumes. Pirate Lands is adorable. Only close friends will get this joke, but I fucking love this image. C-tier boards are finished. Now we're moving up to the largest tier in the list, the B tier. Boards that I overall think are good, but still a couple things that are preventing it from making it into the big leagues. First up, we have our first knockout. Super Mario Party certainly did try, a valiant effort indeed, but a flawed game won't get you far. I mean, this is definitely the best board, Not really much competition. One's torture, one's a square, and the other one's a common consumer's dream. I mean, at first glance, this one may seem like a square, but there's a little bit more that meets the eye. First thing is that this is probably the most diverse board from Super. King Bob is chilling in the middle with a smaller square. Every happening space will cause the counter to go down by 1. Once it reaches 0, your coins are gonzo. Top right and bottom left parts of this board forces you to go on a minecart ride to the other side. I can't stress enough that it forces you because there was a time where I was about to get a star, but I got side B'd to the other side of the board. I think my favorite part about the board though is the top part. Depending on what the conveyor says, you will go in that direction, either up or down. The bottom path doesn't really have much, but if you hit one of the happening spaces, it switches. Now you can go to the top path. The top has a Bob-omb buddy that'll follow you around like an ally. Oh, he's so cute! They're just little assholes that won't help you roll at all, and I find that amazing. But still, it is a Super Mario Party board. Obviously, its biggest flaw is that it's still relatively small. Still, good effort though. I'm about to blow. Another beach board, huh? Well, anything is better than the last 2 boards we had. Let's see what Mario Party 6 brings to the table. Oh, it certainly does bring. Welcome to the sun-drenched tropical island of Castaway Bay! We're so pleased to welcome you to die. This board loves to fuck with your emotions in a kind of funny way. It's in the spirit of Mario Party, to where you know, like, oh fuck, this sucks. And you're annoyed, but like still, that's fucking funny. That's what this board is. It has a very similar idea to Mario's Rainbow Castle. Straight shot to the finish. If you get to the end, DK gives you a star and sends your happy ass back to start. But Bowser here, ooh, he's really mean on this board. He takes 20 coins or a star if you have one. Yeah, that'll teach you to not fuck with the Bowser Nation ever again. It may sound easy on paper, but oh my god, getting a star on this board has never felt more earned. I say this because every happening space with this bell next to it causes Browser and Cranky Kong to switch places. This board is probably one of the best in the game. No, the entire series at fucking you over. You can quite literally be one space away and somebody ring-a-ding-dings the shit out of it and switches it. And yes, there is one of them right before the star! But yeah, can understand if people absolutely hate this board. But I like it because A, the amount of different paths you can take, B, the music, and C, the pure bliss of obtaining a star. I mean, sure, that's what usually happens when you get a star, but this board, it feels earned. Absolute pure dopamine runs through your veins when you collect it. Also, I feel like this board has the least amount of differences between day and night from the Mario Party 6 boards. For those who don't know, Mario Party 6 has a unique mechanic where every 3 turns it switches between day and night, affecting each boards in different ways, some more than others. This is the board that I think it affects the least. Part of the reason why it's my least favorite board from 6. I mean, sure, Pink Boo comes out during the night, but that's honestly about it. Obviously, I can't rank this higher, because it is really good at fucking you over. Like, almost to a point where it gets too far, you know? Enough is enough out of you. Upon the initial announcement that Wiggler would be hosting his own board, my friends and I were ecstatic. I mean, it's Wiggler, the GOAT himself, the biggest, happiest caterpillar ever conceived by a human. I played the board once and I was like, this is bullshit! For my first time, I thought it was a little bit annoying. The long straightaways is what got me. Then I played it a couple more times with my pals, and then I thought it was pretty alright. And that's my stance on it today. Overall, I think it's a fine board. My Wiggler bias might show through here a little bit, but it still does kind of annoy me. The long straightaways still get me. That is my main issue about the board. This is why I always like to have movement items like triple dice or mushrooms, because I like to roll shitty numbers apparently. But I think the thing about the board is that it feels really big. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's the reason why this board can't go any higher for me. Hey, mad props to Wiggler though. Another straight line? Why does Garrett like this game again?
It's peak!
That doesn't answer my question. I mean, at least with this straight line, you're on a train, sorry, express, so I appreciate it being more creative. I actually really enjoyed the train idea. It's a fun spin on it, but it is still a line. You ain't convincing me, honey. Although this board does something a little different. The board is overall shorter, and the trick to get the star is shorter, but you have to keep using your turns to get back to the start space, which means the star space is just a glorified starting area. Oh, it's this dickhead again. Wait, what's he doing? Wow! This is really fucking cool, actually. But once again, this is probably the most dickheadish thing about the board. In comparison to some of the other stuff Mario Party does, however, this is probably one of the more tame things. One little bonus is that there's a couple extra characters in the background that you actually have to pay attention to. One of the happening spaces is you have to guess where one of the characters is in one of the cars. That's actually insane. Pretty good service here. Where's this train headed anyway? God, I hope they bring this board back. It would be so fucking good. Do they know? I'm so happy about this. This is one of the boards from 1 which I think needed the glow up the most. I was certain that it would bang. I mean, I was half right. The idea is there. I swear it's there. But ultimately, I don't think you can salvage a board like this. I mean, the glow up is insane. Don't get me wrong. Look at this shit. The music, the switch between Wholesome and Evil Land is amazing. The details on this board is great. I'm glad since it got the remake that you can now use items on the board too. It makes it nowhere near as boring, but it can still kind of be a slog. The new Tower Turner item is pretty neat though, but I still have a gripe with it. Well, not a gripe, but I still have something I want to say about it. Kinda mini spoilers, but Bowser's Keep has an item that switches the direction of the main part of the board. You just use it and it swing-a-dings that shit. But for Mario's Rainbow Castle, you use the Tower Turner and it's a roulette. What? I mean, I guess it makes kind of sense. You use the Tower Turner to potentially get a free star for yourself. But in that regard, you have to earn it. But for the Switch, you can also just switch it to potentially also get a star. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, I think it's a fine board. I'm very glad that this got remade. I mean, I would have preferred a different Mario Party 1 map get remade, but you'll find out about that later. But still, I ain't complaining. Good job, Mark. You rainbow a good castle. You know, I shouldn't be giving Garrett a W because 8 is his favorite Mario Party, but credit where credit is due, bro. This board gets props for being the only board with booty in the title. This board is a load of booty, if you know what I'm saying, mateys. Once again, the straight line to the finish is back in full force. Oh, especially in Mario Party 8. This game does it pretty well, though, to be honest. When they mean a straight line, they mean straight as well. No altering paths or anything. But there are multiple things that let you cut ahead in the race. The Dolphins and the Chuckster! This guy needs to reappear more. I actually just really enjoy the theming of this board as well. Better pirate board than the board that's literally called Pirate Land. It's also a better board in general. Fight me on that, I dare you. Although they did place a happening space at the last 3 spaces that sent you back to start. That is mean. Arguably one of the meanest things I've ever seen a board do. Another thing I'm gonna say straight up is that I think Mario Party 8 has some of the best board songs of any Mario Party. This board is not exempt from that list. Some good old beachy tunes just really hit the spot. That's a mighty good shanty you got there. But it's a classic! Why is it so low? I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised myself. I'm a fucking Persona 4 shadow the way I'm about to face myself with this board. Ooh boy. Mario Party's take on the sci-fi trope is actually quite good. Not too good though. I know everything is literally a fucking PNG, but still, do I feel like I'm in space? A little. The outfits help. The space police are pretty cool. Wonder if we'll find any space pirates, if you know what I'm saying. This board is good at fucking you over. Every time someone uses the crossroad in the middle, it'll count down by 1. When it reaches 0, Bowser will fire his super splurge cannon from the top right corner to the bottom left corner. If you get hit, yep. These happening spaces push you back to before the police station. If you pay the police station and someone lands on it again though, you'll get pushed even further back. So this board does require a little bit of strategy. Not too much though. It's still Mario Party. Your life and soul is still in the hands of RNGesus. And it's early Mario Party. There's usually not much thought process for your turn. Surprised that a board that's in the shape of a square managed to get this high. Not bad, kid. Yeah, I know they tried. It was worth the effort. Since it's a remake, I have almost nothing to say about it. This board is quite literally almost an exact one-to-one of the original. It looks better, of course, and I'm glad since it got remade that we can now use 3 items instead of just 1 because something old Mario Party. It's quite literally just the same board. Although, the odds of getting fucked over by the runaway Whomp is severely decreased because of the items. Makes for a kind of more enjoyable time overall. But yeah, that's literally it. Next! Another A board? Fuck, bro. I honestly don't have much to say on this board. It's just a classic, regular board. Although I do enjoy it for being a good DK board. You hear that? And also, I like the aesthetic of the map. At first glance, it may just seem like a regular jungle, like Curb, are you fucking stupid? But that's not the reason. I like it because of the fact that the board is actually quite literally a climb. This board is actually very vertical. It makes you more involved with the atmosphere, the environment. You're more aware of your surroundings. It makes you feel like when you're at the top, you're on the top of an actual tree. When you're on the bottom, well, you're on ground level. I actually really like the idea of that. It makes this board stick out more than initially thought out. I do like the barrel transportation method and the water slide too. Those are actually quite fun. But other than that, not really much to say. Just a decently solid board. Song's really good too. No hate. Finally, something DK related that's fucking good. Two jungle boards in a row? Courtesy of Shy Guy this time. I remember playing 4 a lot when I was younger. A little too much. Back then, this was probably my favorite board. You know, considering the other boards that 4 has, having this one is like a breath of fresh air. The Great Whispers of the Jungle is led by this guy. A Shy Guy. Let me show you around this jungle and what makes it a jam. The main gimmick are these happening spaces found on the other side of each respective areas. The statue will ask you if you want a sad wish or a fun wish. I love random bullshit that does not matter. No matter what option you choose, it is completely random, which means you can ask for a sad wish and it will please the Shy Guy gods. If your wish saddens the Shy Guy gods, General Chungus will quite literally cry you a river. The amount of turns the river is rapid will be shown on his 5 head. It's one of the more unique boards from 4 that actually tinkers with the environment that it's in. Obviously, since you're not actually in the environment, it tries its best to still stay within that board's theme. This board actually does that kind of well, unlike the Mario Party 4 boards that I mentioned earlier. Fuck Koopa Seaside Soiree, bro. But yeah, this board's pretty good. It says creepy in the title, but what is creepy about this? Oh dear Jesus! This puts King Whomp to shame, bro! Are those Whomps playing their own game of Mario Party? That's adorable. Much like many other boards that we've scoured through, I don't really have much to say about this one. It's just a pretty solid board. This used to be my least favorite board from 3 as well, but after playing it a couple times and the game convincing me that Spiny Desert is worse, I warmed up to it a bit. Good thing too. This board is actually very cleverly laid out. Multiple different pathways, well spaced out star placements, Dory. I mean, what more could you really ask for, to be honest? I like that the Thwomps just give you a ride over to the other side. How kind of them. Not much to say on this one. I just think it's neat. Today we're working the carnival. Core's startup board is actually quite good for what it is. I mean, besides this fucking circle at the beginning, it's a pretty damn good starter board. They do lean into the carnival theming, which is nice. I think it fits the parties of Mario. The roller coaster ride is amazing. The spinning teacups ride from Disneyland is here, and that's it. Seriously, I wish they leaned into the more carnival aspect of it with this one, but I guess this will have to suffice. It sucks because I do really enjoy the concept. I see the vision. The execution is there too. I just wish there was more. If there were a couple more things going on in this board, it would undoubtedly be an A tier or above. I mean, I know I'm just talking about the board's gimmick, but I think the layout's good too. Except this area. This is a circle, and this is just an extended version that leads back to the same circle. That's a solid 1/4 of the board to this one area. I don't fuck with it. Maybe it's supposed to be a reference how, like, when you get off a ride, you want to go back on it again, so you have to wait in line again. Wait, I just solved the fucking board. But considering some of Mario Party 4's competition in terms of boards, this one does it pretty well. Just wish there was a little bit more going on. One of the 7 boards had to take the fall, and it would be the desert board too. This board is one of the more unique ones, one of 3 boards in the whole series to have this gimmick. Let me break it down to you. Snowflake Lake from 6, Pyramid Park from 7, and Bowser's Warped Orbit from 8 all have the same gimmick. Everyone starts with 5 stars, and it's your duty to steal stars from everyone else while using your resources. These boards are actually a lot of fun in my opinion, turning almost the entire game on its head. Instead of buying stars from whoever gives them to you and stealing stars with Boo, you are just straight up just stealing stars from your opponents in real time. It's a unique and amazing idea, but this one is my least favorite, by quite a hefty margin too. It's not bad, obviously, we're in fucking B tier, but I feel like its main issue is the layout itself. That's what determines it. The 3 chain chomps on the right side of the board cost you 10 coins for 1 dice block or 20 coins for 2. But the General Chungus one on the left costs 10 coins to use 3 dice blocks. This board is good, don't get me fucked up, but it's the layout of the board that makes it the worst of the 3 in my opinion. I feel like nowhere is safe on the board, which makes sense kinda, since you're supposed to have your star stolen, duh. But with the other 2, and I'll talk about this later, there's at least some other options to go do other shit. Bowser's Warped Orbit, not so much, but it's very apparent with Snowflake Lake. Still, this gimmick is really fun. I'm excited to see more of it. Since it's Mario Party DS, this board is small, like really small, like Super Mario Party levels of small, but that doesn't make it bad. It just means it doesn't have much sauce to it. Well, I mean, the sauce can be there, it's just the way they designed the board. Wiggler's Garden is quite the oddball to me. I mean, sure, I like it, but this board feels like a fever dream to me. It's the size of it. Again, it's not bad. The thing I really enjoy about it is it does make you feel the size that you are, because the whole gimmick of Mario Party DS is that all the characters are shrunken down, which makes for some excellent mini games. But this board does make you feel like you're a mini Mario, which is good. The starter board should ease you in while still not being boring. But yeah, I don't really have much to say here. It's just a really good board. Good job, Wiggler. The future is now. Okay, but what about this is future exactly? What, we're in space? They did that 3 games ago. Is it the rocket ship? I mean, they can't call it Space Dream. That sounds too on the nose. To be honest, that is one of the complaints I have. It doesn't feel too much like a future. Tomorrowland from Disneyland feels futuristic. This feels a little soggy, but it's still a fine board. The 3 sections all have their own shit going on in them, and it's not in an annoying way like Mega Ship Paradise either. You actually get to choose which section you go to most of the time. The rocket ships force you to go to one of the platforms on either side. Sucks. It takes its dear sweet time too. Oh shit, they got slots in the future! I personally think it's fine, but the things that I've listed forces it to stay down here. It may say Future Dream in the name, but this board going back to the past. Let it stay there too. Taste the rainbow. play the rainbow. Very similar to the last board I just talked about, island hopping. First things first, I want to say that I like the aesthetic of this board. Since it's called a Rainbow Dream, the 4 islands are split between 4 different weathers: stormy, rainy, sunny, and snowy. Each has their own happening spaces that cause a different event to happen too. Going back to start, riding down the rainbow to a different island, charging up electricity, and playing on a seesaw with a snowman. It's just a pleasant time. The way you travel between them is the rainbow space. Pay 5 coins and you move to the island going clockwise, or you can land on the happening space to ride the gondola that each island has. I find the board very charming, to be honest. The board itself isn't that bad either. The islands themselves are relatively small, so you're not stuck on the same one for 4 turns, aside from maybe the top island. Not anything too interesting though. Fuck the rainbow. Win the rainbow. Ah, Goomba Lagoon. I bet you're surprised to see it this high. Come on, don't lie to me. Considering how I described the boards I dislike, you'd think this board would be on the same boat as them. But personally, I think this board is very charming. I think the way you move around on the board is very fun. The main gimmick of the board is the tide. It'll go between high and low every 2 turns, which means you have to get to the island you want before the tide goes up. It makes it sort of this race to see who's gonna make it and who's not. Each island has its own thing to do as well. The main one on the bottom has the most star spots and just has the most stuff going on in general. An item shop, Boo, a happening space where you can fish for coins, and another happening space that takes you to the spinning loop of doom. The island on the left is probably the most boring. It's just a bunch of lucky and item spaces, and a happening space that takes you to the northernmost island. The one in the middle is by far the funniest. I don't need to explain why, just look at it, bro. The one on the northern part of the board also has some interesting stuff. The volcano erupts, which can either rain down golden Goombas or Podoboos, both of which stick onto a space, and if you pass by it, you gain or lose coins. I think this island is fine, but when you get to the eastern part of it, then it gets a little boring. All in all, bottom island is A tier, west island is C tier, middle island is S tier, and the top one is B tier. You can also get the tide shell, which changes the tide just by talking to it. Kill everyone. Overall, I think it's a good board. It can be a little annoying depending on your placement, however. Like if you're in first, you're literally just chilling. 4th place is deep in misery on this board though. I'm convinced. Damn, they really like their beach theme boards, don't they? The Mariona Trench. Hey, if we're underwater, how can there be a party? I never see anyone talk about this board. Is it for good reason? Eyesight is 20/20. Yeah, it is a little similar in retrospect. But, this one does it better. Way better. It still has that luck element in there, but at least there's decisions in it. That's what makes a difference. The main part of the board is this right here. You can either choose to go up or down. But before you go on your travels, Richard here will make you press a button. 1 out of 4 chance of it being incorrect. If you choose right, you keep going the way you want it to go. If you choose wrong, you get ass blasted to go to the other side. This is actually a pretty cool mechanic, in my opinion. Is it bullshit? A little bit, but I like the strategy part of it. It really makes you think about your next move. You can either purposefully go the wrong path and then choose the button that blows you up and then go the path you wanted to go. There's an element of strategy to it. I like that, but it is still up to chance, which means your path is determined by RNGesus. The happening spaces in the middle might put a dent in your plan, however, making you go to the other side. But if you look into the future enough, you can go through the button, land on the happening space, and then go to the path you originally intended on going to, which means there's times where you can get the right path no matter what, which is honestly really cool. The QTE on the top left of the board is also pretty good. I mean, it is just mash the A button, but yeah. The cheap chomp looking ass will have the arrow on his head point to one of 3 directions. Mash A to escape. If you don't, you get spat out to the direction that the arrow was pointing to, which is either the start, top right, or bottom left. Also, while writing this, I just realized it's a deep blooper C and not deep blooper C. I have been saying it wrong my whole life. This board is really good at just moving you around. Mario Party 3 in general is good at doing that. There are so many movement options in this game. Can you tell I like this one? I thought Wario was better than this. Funny, because if it was made nowadays, this board would have had been something to do more related to his castle or riches or something. I was originally gonna have this higher, but I decided I was being too generous and put it down here. Was my Wario bias showing? Yeah. I can get behind the hate on this board though, being once again the fact that your life is in the hands of RNP. Every time you get shot to an island, the reticle will scatter across the island, and whenever you press A, you will stop on that space and just keep going. It is completely random. There is no pattern to follow, so you just have to bite the bullet and keep going. Thank God I didn't put this up there. But why didn't I put it even lower? It's not that interesting. It's literally just going in a circle until you reach the cannon. It's this guy. The Fly Guy gives you an option of taking you to Bowser or taking an opponent to the space before Fly Guy. This is a really interesting way to fuck someone over. Not to say this board is unique. It's literally just 5 circles, but it's a fine enough board with a couple interesting things going on. Maybe you'll get him next time, Wario. I'm not doing the pirate voice again. A lot of people like to consider this board the best from 5. I kind of get where they're coming from too. This board is gigantic, even by Mario Party standards. It is a goddamn labyrinth of spaces, trying to find your way through the cove to get the treasure. Yar. Third pirate board on the list, by the way. Goomba Lagoon might count because they have bandanas and shit, but it doesn't have pirate in the name, so. What I do like about Pirate Dream is the layout and atmosphere itself. I think it perfectly reciprocates the pirate feel to it. You gotta keep going. No matter how much you get shit on, you gotta find the treasure. You just want to see your rivals deep in despair that you got the treasure before they do. That's why I like this board. Not the only reason, but it is my main reason. It's probably my favorite part about the board. The stars are pretty spread out on this board too, because of its size. So don't be surprised if it takes someone like 6 turns just to get 1. There's literally a star that spawns right behind the star, so if that's the first star that spawns that game, it's possible someone won't get it until like turn 10. Overall, it is a chungalicious board. I can see why people like it a lot. Someone else can get that treasure though. The booty, if you will. That finally shuts down the B tier. Next up, A tier, which is filled with boards that I enjoy a lot. Boards that I can usually have a good time on, but not quite the GOAT tier. First up, we got...
You are a toy!
Is it bad to still play with toys at my age? I mean, people out there, they still exist on this stuff, so you never know. So what makes me like this board? I like it. That didn't answer the question. I mean, it's just a solid board. The only thing I'd say I don't like about it is the fact that the capsule machines are too far apart from each other. And the fact that these 3 happening spaces are really hard to get past. Because if you land on one of them, the jackass toys shoot the blocks down and you land down here. These toys don't play nice. Oh, but the toy train! You get to ride the toy train all the way to the opposite end of the board. It's so cute. This one just barely makes the A tier. The sole reason? The music. The music is so joyful and enjoyable. It puts a little pep in your step. The woodwind instruments really help. It's a really pleasant listen. They might just be toys, but there's also a friend in there somewhere. I bet you would believe me that Mysteryland just barely makes the A tier. It's quite literally almost the same premise as Rainbow Dream, but I think the island hopping fits the mystery theme better, especially with how it's laid out. What I mean is that it is generally easier to move between the islands in this board. Each one generally has something going on in it. Bottom right is the start and where you can first meet the Bob-omb UFO, which if you pay 10 coins will take you to the diagonally parallel section. The bottom left is Egyptian themed and has a pyramid and is where you can find the item shop, which is where you can buy a skeleton key to go to the middle area. Top left isn't anything too crazy, it's just where Boo resides. The top right has the Moy and this seemingly non-existent area. You can only get to this area if you get lucky, or unlucky in this case, I guess, where the Bob-omb UFO will sometimes take you there. For the longest time, I didn't know this was even a part of the board. Like when I was younger, I never saw any of the CPUs or myself go here. I didn't even know it existed. I do really like this board's feeling. One of my favorite things in just anything in general is when something has an undeniably mysterious aura around it. This board does that pretty well. The Broken King Bob-omb statue, the Nazca line in the outline of a blooper, Dory being in the top left, which is a cute little Loch Ness monster bit, and Peach's castle, which is barely seeable in the distance. The Middle Eastern music really does add to it as well. I fuck with it hard. It's all really well put together, especially for a fucking PNG. But as a board, it's good. I just wish there was a little bit more going on overall within its design. I debated for the longest time if this board cracks the A tier. I think I made the right choice. We're back on the stealing star shit again like I mentioned earlier, except that this board was the first to do it. The day and night affects it pretty heftily as well. During the day, it's 20 coins for 1 dice block. At night, it's 10 coins to add 1 more dice block roll, 3 dice blocks maximum. This is some good shit. It really makes you plan out what your next move is gonna be, whether you want to trample someone or wait until nighttime so you have a better chance of getting more. Or you can even use 3 dice blocks to get the hell out of there. It's a great strategically crafted board. You can also go in the middle, and the middle honestly has a good amount of stuff going on. You can trigger a happening space where everyone is invited to go ice skating for coins. This is better than Mario and Sonic. Or if it's nighttime, you can get to throw snowballs at each other. The best part about it is that during the nighttime, the option to go to a different path is gone. You are forced to go around the board normally and ride the chain chomps. You have to relish in the terror during the nighttime. That is amazing. Combine that with a snowy theme that fits it perfectly. Oh, also it has Wacka in it. I fucking love Wacka. Fuck anyone who doesn't love Wacka. But I do think Bowser's Warped Orbit is slightly better. You'll see that in a bit. Don't worry.
Hey, Patrick, what am I now?
Stupid?
No, I'm...
Western Land. I'm not doing a southern accent. I'm not gonna put you guys through that. Mario Party 2 probably has some of the most recognizable boards. Like, I could show you a picture of Pyramid Park and nobody would give a shit. But if I showed you a picture of Western Land, you'd be like, wait, that's where they get the Wiggler milk. Also, yes, Wiggler milk. It's hard for me to say that this board doesn't make the S tier. It's really hard, but I had to ask myself what really was the best of the best. This is so close in Mario Party 2 standards. You can now gauge how hard it was to fucking order these last 2 tiers. Western Land is a behemoth of a board, especially since this was early Mario Party. 114 spaces, making it the largest board in the history of Mario Party. Does it age well? I'd say it does, even if you can only carry 1 item. That's where good old Steamer comes in. Steamer will let you ride if you pay 5 coins. You hit a block, Toad, you move forward, Goomba, you moonwalk. At least it's a better mode of transportation than whatever the fuck happened in Spaceland. Seriously, they need to get their police in check. Treat like Mario Party is real life. If you also run over anyone who's in your path, you knock their ass back to start. It's actually really funny for no reason. This board really loves putting people to places they don't want to, because Wiggler Milk is fucking here. If you pass by the Wiggler Milk, you're invited to spend 20 coins to invite everyone over for a hootenanny. Accept it, and now everyone is on the same space as you. That must have been a damn good party. I mean, hootenanny. Overall, I'd say this board still holds up, mainly because look at their fucking costumes! This board has the best costumes out of any of the Mario Party 2 boards. It's so adorable. I love this shit so much. The Old West ain't looking so old no more. I forgot to mention this in the Pyramid Park section, but every Mario Party 7 board is based around a real location. And Bowser. Pyramid Park is obviously being based around Egypt. Grand Canal is actually based off of a real place named Grand Canal in Venice, Italy. That's pretty cool. It makes my appreciation for this board go up even more. What do I think about the board itself? it's just fun. Like, there's not really anything in particular that makes me love it a lot. Again, it's just a well-crafted board. I enjoy the juggling blooper at the top. He's chill as hell, except when he takes my star. I like the canoe ride you can take across the board as well. I genuinely don't have much to say about this one. The board layout is just really well put together. The happening spaces are fun events. It's just nice. Oh fuck, he's back. We haven't seen Bowser since D tier. I'm glad that Bowser is finally back and better than ever on my list. Finally showing everyone that he can make boards. He's got that dog in him. I was initially scared that this board would suck eggs upon the announcement. I mean, like, Bowser boards are very hit or miss. Guess which one this was? The main area of the board is the middle. I already went over it a bit if you remember the Mario's Rainbow Castle remake section, but when you reach up here, you're forced to go the way the arrow is pointed, clockwise or counterclockwise. This is a very good mechanic in my opinion. It makes you want to buy one of the switches. In fact, it's almost needed if you want to win. But if you're going for a no bullshit run, it's still possible by landing on one of the happening spaces in the middle. But wait, there's a safe over there! Guess the right numbers and you win whatever's inside of it. I have actually won the safe before. Call me carried all you want, but I still didn't win that game. It's not super rare, but you do have to get quite lucky. Once you pick one of the numbers that isn't correct, that number is out of contention. So the odds do get better as the game goes on. But I feel it's hard to get over there because it's so out of the way of everything, which is good. Meaning if you want, you can go for the safe the whole game. If you want to do that, be my guest. But all in all, I'm very glad Bowser is back on his bullshit. The good kind of shit too. The shit you could gobble up in one go. Glad to have you back, you big old bastard. Surprised? Shocked? Flabbergasted even? Not me. Since when was Luigi a mechanic? I'm not complaining, I just want to know where, when, why, and how. We got this great board from it, and where's the lore behind it? The engine room itself is wonderfully crafted. It's another board that probably will fuck you over multiple times, but you might get to do the fucking over this time. This board has red and blue doors scattered around the whole thing. If you land on any of the happening spaces that aren't the ones up here, the doors will switch. One being up and the other color being down. Obviously, if it's down, you can pass through. But the real ticket is these switching robots, which actually have a canon name. Pseudoon. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I just found that out while writing this, by the way. Pseudoon will switch the doors for 20 coins, which means if you're rich, you get to control the board. Not all the time, since there's only 2 of them, but you do get to fuck over your friends a lot. You do have to do a lot of strategic thinking on this one. Thinking ahead. Make sure you don't accidentally open the doors for your opponents. It's great when a Mario Party board makes you think like this, especially since this is one of the first boards in the series. This board is very good for a Mario Party 1 board. It's nice to finally get one of these up here. Still want to know when Luigi became a mechanic. You got a lot of secrets hidden, don't you? You bastard. It's weird, you know? Seeing Bowser again? You never expect this bastard to make good boards considering his past. Maybe it's an allegory for Bowser always showing up to steal peace. Welcome to the only board to have an exclamation point in the name of the board. To be honest, out of all the boards in Mario Party's history, this is probably one of the boards I've played the least of. So you can imagine how good a refresh felt upon playing it again a couple of times. I mean, I enjoyed this board the first couple times I played it, and I enjoy it even more now. This board is filled to the brim with frantic fun that'll fuck you over just as often as you'd expect. Back again with the 4 islands shebang all over again. For this, you actually get way more options on where you want to go. It makes it so that everyone feels more spread out, ready to pounce on the next star that'll spawn. Every island has something different going on. The top has the arena. If you land on either of the 2 happening spaces on either side, you have a chance to duel Koopa Kid. Win and you get 20 coins. On the right island, you can find Bowser's evil-ass flamethrower, which will burn anyone on the surrounding spaces. On the bottom, you have the gauntlets, or, sorry, Happy Hopscotch Grounds. It's basically 3 50-50s in a row. If you get lucky enough, you get a juicy-licious star. 1 in 8 chance, or 12.5% chance, by the way. I remember one of the times I played on this map years ago. I got a star, went to the gauntlet, and then got another star from that. It was insane. Finally, on the left, it's a coaster ride while you jump for coins. Every island also has a happening space on each end of it. You'll get forced into the cannon that'll shoot you to a random island. This could be helpful in certain situations actually. It's not as bad as you'd think. I didn't even get to talk about the biggest thing on the board. Every 5 turns, it's Bowser time. On this board, he sinks the island that the star is on, and if you're on the island when it sinks, half your coins are flushed. It makes it sort of this race to make sure you get the star in time before it's too late. This board is really good. Multiple different paths, plenty of chances to get orbs, plenty of chances to land on happening spaces. It's got it all. Finally, some good fucking food. Oh boy. First things first, I'm addressing it. This board is a big inside joke between me and my friends. I think it was around 4 years ago or so. I don't know how to describe it. Even if I knew how to, I don't think I would, but it really was just a funny game. The entire time, we just kept laughing. God, that was a time. It would be a shame if the board happened to suck. Thank God it doesn't. But yeah, this board is quite literally a those who know for me and my friends. This time, we're going to the Netherlands, or at least the Mario version of it. This board kickstarted a mechanic that was only seen one other time. Buying stars from buildings. You put however many coins you want into a windmill. Whoever has the most coins in that windmill, they will occupy it, meaning they get the stars of the amount that is seen on the front of it. 1, 2, or 3. The 3-star windmill obviously being the hardest to get to. On this board, the total amount of stars is 11, not counting bonus stars, of course, meaning that a 50-turn game on this board might be a bit boring after some time, unless you want to see how high the coins in a windmill can go. The 3-star windmill being the hardest to reach makes sense. Everyone wants to go for it naturally. You have to go to these flowers so the other ones will bloom, and then there's another set of flowers before the big windmill. It makes it so that it'll be a big payoff for you once you reach it. What's crazy about this board is that there's only 2 happening spaces, but honestly, it doesn't really need more in my opinion. The windmills are spread out so evenly that it never truly feels like nothing is happening. That's why it's amazing. This is what being an adventure capitalist is like, isn't it? What's all that noise? A good board. I tell you, it is quite something to have a music-themed board in Mario Party. Mario Party DS probably makes the most sense too, making sure that they would fit inside a horn. Considering the size of Mario Party DS boards, this one actually is sized pretty well, especially since this is a music room and everything's a mess because of this motherfucker. I really don't have much to say on this one. I know that's a lazy excuse to say, but I genuinely just vibe with this board pretty well. It's got a nice vibe. The music is pretty good. The star being disguised as a music note is pretty cute as well. The happening spaces take advantage of the fact that it's a music room. Playing the piano, getting brapped out of a horn twice, a drum that fucks with your location on the board, a violin that fucks with someone else's location on the board, and a metronome that moves the star. Beethoven is shitting in his pants right now. Another knockout. Who at Nintendo HQ was craving desserts while making this? I bet it was Shiggy Wiggy. That guy always had something in his eyes. So what makes this board better than the other Mario Party 5 boards? It's sweet. I know I put Toy Dream in A tier as well, but that board is just barely edging B tier, I'm telling you. Sweet Dream is just a really pleasant board. The fact that the namesake literally derives from sleeping well means that I really can't hate this board. It's actually spaced out really well too. Compared to the other boards, this one feels a little small, which is good, in Mario Party 5's case at least. I think my favorite part about the board is the happening space up here. When someone lands on it, everyone else gathers around for your little birthday bash. Then you spin a roulette to determine what gets handed over to the birthday bitch. Capsules, coins, and even a star. Is it bullshit? Absolutely. I love it. But if you've been paying attention to the footage, you might have seen that these burning bridges are back, but they're not as bad. Instead of going over it 3 times like that other motherfucker, it's only once. Use your capsules wisely. You're gonna need them. I mean, Sweet Dreams are made of these. Two knockouts in a row? All I'm saying is this is the better pinball map. Have you guys played that new Waluigi pinball game in Jamboree? That minigame is fire. I generally just love a good game of pinball. So imagine my reaction when I found out that Bowser's Pinball Machine not only is the unlockable board, not only is it a good board, but it is the best board on Mario Party DS. Fact. I mean, I can see the music room being better than this, but this one definitely takes the cake for me. How? Well, let me get into it. Obviously, just like the other DS boards, this one is small, but it actually has the most amount of spaces out of any board in the game. Land on one of the happening spaces near the paddles, and you get launched to either of the bumpers on the top of the board. But you also get coins because Bowser likes seeing you die or something. There's gambling on this board. Land on these two happening spaces, gamble however many coins you want. Pick a multiplier, and if it gets your number, you win the grand prize. But the big thing about this board is these three happening spaces down here. If you land on any of them, you will get launched to either the Bowser Zone or the Star Zone. The Star Zone will give you a star block where you can gain 1, 2, or 3 stars. The Bowser Zone, though, oh my god. If you land on any of these happening spaces, Bowser will fucking fart on you and kill all of your coins and stars. That is Mario Party as fuck. You know the act of getting Mario Karted? Yeah, this is the act of getting Mario Partied. Very common occurrence. Just like the other one, does that sound bullshit? Because it is. I also really enjoy the music. The classic Underground theme can be heard too. See me on NES Pinball, low-key.
So, what are we doing now, Mr. Big Time Gambler?
3 in a row! I genuinely never thought that the gambler archetype would fit Goomba, but it does. It does it really well, too. He literally built this casino because he loves gambling. There's something hidden in a creature that simple. This son of a bastard will let you pay him so you might get a better chance of getting to the right place. Oh, yeah, I should probably mention the wheel first. The wheel will determine what quadrant you're going to. If you land on the star, you get 20 coins and you get to decide where you go. If you pay the Gamba, you will have slightly better odds of getting a star. Even then, it's entirely possible to get the star without paying him. So just like real gambling, it is a scam. Oh shit, they got shuffleboarding in this bitch. It's actually a really good way to traverse between the two quadrants, getting a bunch of coins along the way too. But since we're in a casino, might as well gamble a little. There are 3 Goombas on the board that once you get to them, you'll play a little game with them. They roll a dice block, then you roll a dice block. If you get a higher number, you get 10 bones. If you get a lower number, you get Shadow Realmed back to start. This can be useful if you want to get the fuck out of the quadrant you're in, but your fate is in the hands of God himself, so good luck, you're gonna need it. I was originally gonna have this board in S tier, but after a little bit of consideration, I moved it down here. Why? Because of this top left quadrant. If you keep beating the Goomba consistently and don't land on this happening space to take you to the other side, you will be stuck here forever. It doesn't help that this is the largest out of the 4 quadrants. Even a solid 10 isn't enough to traverse half of it. Your fate is in the hands of, yeah. What happens in the gala stays in the gala. I could say a joke that's probably been said a million times over again, but I'm just gonna say, there's a star in my boot, and move along. Meet Woody, the happiest tree that ever done lived. At least he's better than this fuckface. People would argue this board is shit. Not the shit, just shit. Well, I certainly beg to differ. Woody Woods is full of turning signs, apple dropping, and Monty Moles fucking about. You'd probably think that I'd hate this board because it forces you to go one way. You'd be incorrect. I played you. This board has Monty Mole in it. I could never hate it. These signs control the board. Whatever direction it's facing is the direction you'll go, left or right. Every turn, the sign will switch to the other direction. But if you land on the happening space before the sign, it'll switch right then and there, but only the sign right in front of it. This causes it to be quite the mix-up for the board. It's kind of fun. You can also pay the Monty Moles to switch all the signs. Then you have Woody and Evil Woody. Land at one of these happening spaces, and now it's action time. Choose to go left or right. You either get 5 coins or get to roll again. It may seem like it's completely random, but you can actually react to the fruits falling, so you can actually choose which fruit you get. Same for Evil Woody, but just reverse the effects. But yeah, this board is just really nice and fun. I don't have much to say on this one. It's just nice to see it again though, in HD as well. You get to see all the happy little critters hopping about. Plus you get to buy custom dice blocks, which let you choose what you roll, which actually really helps with the sign flipping. And just like the other Superstars boards, that home stretch music is... That's amazing.
That was a close one.
Welcome back.
Is it a hot take to have this up here? I honestly have no idea. Mario Party 8 had an interesting lineup of boards. We have a train, a booty boardwalk, a space station, and tilted towers. And this guy. Ugh. Don't you got a green asshole to traumatize? King Boo's Haunted Hideaway is one of the most unique board designs that has ever been put in a Mario Party. A practically randomized layout. That is amazing. A billion ways to go mad. You'll find it all behind that door. Deranging, rearranging. It's King Boo's Haunted Hideaway. Come close, folks. The walls have ears. The stairs are staring. This whole manor has no manners. Thank you, MC Ballyhoo. This board works in such an interesting way, only being able to see a few spaces in front of you until you or someone else opens the next room. It may seem annoying, but I think it's brilliant. It brings a new level of surprise that Mario Party has never had before. From how it sounds, this board may seem annoying. I mean, if you get to the wrong exit, a bunch of pink boos throw you into the pitfall and send you back to start. But the very idea of the board is captivating to me. It may sound annoying again, but this board is a blast to go around. I've never done a 50-turn game on this board. I don't even want to begin to think of how many stars everyone would get. Combine that with one of the nastiest bass lines I've ever heard, and you've got yourself a goddamn good board. Seriously, this board's music kicks ass. So why is it only A tier? I've been gassing it up the whole time. I feel like the way some of the layouts are structured, it's literally possible to get the star in one turn, even without the double or thrice candy. Sometimes a 10 is just enough to take you to the star, which is quite frankly hilarious, but at the same time, it's stupid. And despite how much I've been gassing it up, I don't think it deserves to be along with the greats in S tier. This board just barely misses the S tier by a hair. God only knows what happens in that manner to make it rearranged like that. I mean, if I was trampolining like that, I feel like some of my spaces would get rearranged, if you know what I'm saying. Am I going to hell? I fucking hope not. People always like to preach that this board is peak. Well, I can see where they're coming from. I still think there's one little issue with it. I will get to it in a bit. But anyhow, welcome to Waluigi's Island, where Waluigi is the ruler, Luigi is in shambles, and I need to get a new pair of pants. You gotta remember when this was back when Waluigi was first conceived, playing tennis like it was nobody's business. Oh, but it was. It was everybody's business. Literally created this character just to have an alternate evil fucked up version of Luigi, who not only does his job well, I'd say he's a professional, just like Wario. I mean, just look around you, crabs. Look at this showboating son of a bitch. He knows he's good. He fucking knows it, dude. Signs everywhere, all around the board is him. Even signs of Luigi pointing this way with another sign of him being fucked by a piranha plant. This board just oozes charm. I haven't even talked about the layout itself. It's so unbelievably Waluigi pilled that I can't even begin. But I will anyway. The first of many obstacles you must overcome on this board is the Circle of Bombs. Counter in the middle starts at 5, and anytime someone lands on the happening space in the circle, it goes down by 1. Gets to 0, and kablooey, there goes your mother effing coins. All of them. Waluigi ate them. Next obstacle is action time. The arrows go clockwise, and whatever arrow it stops on when you jump is the direction you'll go. Even down. It looks hard, especially when it speeds up, but all you have to do is press A on the arrow you want and you will get that arrow. So it is not actually RNG for once. But you know who else is RNG? My mom! This upper left-hand part of the board is what I dub an asshole's dream vacation. There are many other names for it, obviously, but I just came up with that one. I kind of like it. This island will always have one space on it, except for the bank space. Every turn, this island will change every space on it. It can be almost anything. Blue, red, item, Bowser, battle, chance time, and game guy. Almost anything. The amount of power you have over the competition is concerning. Okay, I think that's it. So, why is it an A tier? Alright, let me explain myself. No matter what path you take, you will always end up at the beginning. That's it. That's my only complaint. It's small. It's really small, but I would prefer if there was more options to go different direction. That's it. I swear that's it. It is as close to S tier as you can possibly get. Edging. I really hate not to put this board in S tier. It hurts me as much as it hurts you. But that simple thing makes me put it down here. I'm sorry, but I still love this board a lot. It is one of the most chaotic Mario Party boards I have ever seen. If not the most chaotic board in Mario Party history. You played your heart out. I'll give you that. You did damn well. Finally, we are down to the S tier. The boards that I undoubtedly love the most. These are the boards that I can always come back to and have fun every single time. We have 14 boards left to conquer. I just want to stop right now and say that if you've been watching this far, thank you. I've been wanting to express my love for these boards for a long time, and now I finally get to do it with all of you. Thank you so much. But enough of that. Let's go on to the first board of S tier. At number 14, we got first one to shit themselves lost. Well, I guess I lost before it even began. Oh, look at your face. You might be mad or upset with me, but I'm sorry. Or maybe I'm not. I don't know. You might be shocked to see this board up here, because I feel the consensus for Eternal Star is that it has so much missed potential, or it's just annoying to navigate. To me, I think they hit it just right. The final board in Mario Party 1's quite underwhelming cast of boards is nothing to scoff at. I'm gonna preach this till the day I die, but I think Eternal Star is the best board from 1. You can kill me, you can strangle me, you can park a van in front of my house, I will not budge. So, let's go over the board. What does it have that I don't? Stars. There are 7 baby Bowsers scattered across the giant star with graffiti all over it, drawn by Bowser himself. Your eyes don't deceive you either. 7 stars on the board at once. But there's a little more to it. When you reach one of the baby Bowsers, they yap about how you ain't getting it for free. You gotta play a little game. They tell you that you look weak, so you can get an 8, 9, or 10 dice block. If you roll higher than baby Bowser, you get a star. If you roll lower than them, you don't get the star. Instead, they take your star if you have one. That's not even the big thing about the board. The teleporters. Every time a game starts, the game will pick one of 3 warp courses. Here's the diagram for it. A letter will go to a number. So like for instance, warp A will always take you to warp 2. Some letters can go to the same number, but if someone happens to meet Bowser on this board, the warp course will change to a different one. Does your head hurt yet? Me neither. That may be all this board has to offer, but I love this board because it feels like a finale. It is the last board in the game. By far the hardest one too. Compared to all the other Mario Party 1 boards, this is amazing. This is a Mario Party 1 board, the same game that has this! It is incredible how far this game has come. All of that combined with one of my favorite board songs in the series, and I will gladly give this board the medal of Best Mario Party 1 board, and the gatekeeper of my S tier for eternity. You are quite the star in a bucket of shit. Beyond space, beyond time, and beyond decency, we're in the blackest hole of all, Bowser's warped orbit. It's seriously sick and twisted. We're in Bowser territory now, and you'll play by his rules. So, you'll start with 5 stars, then earn more the Bowser way. Stealing, steamrolling, savagery! That's how MC Ballyhoo himself describes it, and I honestly could not say it better. I'm glad that there are Bowser boards that are good, because it shows that he knows how to make good boards, not making them based around fire and lava and shit. For once, Bowser has a board named after himself that isn't engulfed in some sort of flames. That is character development. Even if we are this close to a star, but Bowser's proven himself. He can literally be cut up into a million pieces and then show up the next day at your doorstep. If you paid attention during the Pyramid Park and Snowflake Lake section, yes, I do think that Bowser's Warped Orbit is the best of the Stealing Stars gimmick, and I'm gonna explain why. With the other two boards, you ride on Chain Chomps and swallow your opponent's whole for a nice star. In this one, you actually get to use the items that are given to you. Yes, as opposed to the last boards, the items are the winning ticket here. Two candies that are specifically designed for this board. The Bullet Candy and the Bowser Candy. The Bullet Candy turns you into a fucking bullet bill and you roll 3 dice blocks. 3. If you pass anyone, you knock a star out of him and claim it as your own. The Bowser Candy turns you into... You roll 2 dice blocks, and if you pass anyone this time, you steal 2 stars. 2! Dos! Zwei! So, why is this better than the other two? It relishes in it. The atmosphere itself is convincing you to steal stars. Unlike Snowflake Lake's music, where it's all wholesome and happy and jolly and shit, or Pyramid Parks, where the music is low-key chill. This music sounds like an evil playground. That's what this board is too. It fits so perfectly. The music is the voices in your head saying, "Do it! Fucking do it! You want that star so badly! It is dangling a star in front of you! Constantly! It feels so natural! It sucks you in like a black hole! You crafty bastard! Yeah, not much of a surprise with this one. Horrorland is usually considered Mario Party 2's best board, sometimes by a landslide. This board kickstarted one of the best mechanics in any Mario Party. Day and night. The environment and the things on the board change depending on the time of day. This is such an amazing mechanic for a game like Mario Party. For a game like this, especially in the olden days, you need to have something engaging to keep the game fresh. Keep it interesting, keep it fun. This is a great way to do it. This board has the pleasure of by far having the most boos out of any Mario Party map. 1, 2, 3, 4 motherfuckers stealing too many. And the big guy. 2 of them are active at night, while the other 2 are active during the day. I'm a big sucker for spooky themed stuff. Usually. When it's done bad, it's bad. Like you want to shoot yourself in the temple kind of bad. But when it's done good, it is peak performance. During the day, everything feels empty. Not much happening except that the womps move. But once it hits nighttime, that's when everything goes haywire. Ghosts appear, tombstones get evil ass eyes on them, and musical instruments play on their own. The big guy comes out only at night as well. You can steal everyone's coins for 15 or everyone's stars for 150. Wow. Mr. Krabs' level of greed with this one. But you know what? Fuck rules. You don't have to abide by the laws of time. Land on a happening space goes from dusk to dawn just like that. And vice versa. Or you could just dance the night away. Or you could summon this fuckface to change it into night. All of this combined with some really cute costumes again, and this makes for an all-time classic board. Just the right amount of shit happening to where it's not too much, not too annoying, and not too boring. It always spices things up. Don't call it Horrorland though. Don't be me. Yep, I know I said I put the remakes in here just to talk about 1 or 2 of them at most. This is one of the ones I don't really have much to say. Since it's a Mario Party 2 board though, you can now have multiple items, obviously, which is nice. Makes the board even more fun to traverse. Don't confuse the title of the board with Horrorland though. Biggest mistake of my life. Wait. This is only the 3rd board from Mario Party 6 on my list? I'm starting to think maybe this game's kind of good. Am I biased? Yeah. But I'm gonna explain why I love these boards so much. Behold, Deku Tree's little bro. Well, I mean, he might be the little bro, but he ain't little for shit. Just because it's a starter board doesn't automatically make it B tier, clearly. This is like Woody Woods on steroids. This is insane. This is what happens when you give a tree sentience. I'm convinced. This board just triggers something right in my brain. The way this board is laid out makes it a jungle gym of branching paths, huh? The altering paths really make this board. You can be up at the very top of the tree where no one's fucking with you at all. I mean, sure, it might be a long trek down, but who said you can't have a little fun on the swing set? First path, you can either choose to get an orb or you could get a chance at Donkey Kong. Second path, chance time or an orb. Third path, go right, get an orb and maybe meet Red Boo, or go up and maybe get chance time or maybe reunite with an old pal. Do you see the genius in this layout? Not only do you get more chances to get more rewards, but it takes you longer to go back down, which makes you think, do I go right on the first crossroad or do I try fucking someone over? It's a brilliantly designed board. This is the first board in Mario Party 6. What are you doing? What am I doing? Why is this tree smiling all the time? The board's happening spaces are happening too. The one at the very tippity top lets you talk to Woody or Evil Woody, depending on the time of day. Woody will shower coins over all the players. Evil Woody kills you with hammers. This happening space lets you choose one of 3 dandelions to Bug's Life over to another part of the board. And the one on the bottom is the biggest one, quite literally. Mash A to tickle the nose of the Deku tree and you will knock everyone who's on the tree down a level. It also perfectly conveys the day and night system. The flowers blooming in the day allowing you to go the longer, albeit more worth path, while during the night the flowers hide back, making you go the shorter path. Again, this board has no reason being as good as it is. Well, I mean, I gave you the reasons, but you get what I mean. It shows that even starter boards can have some bite in them. They're not just a board for beginners. It's perfect for anyone. Oh, and don't think I'd forget about the music. Probably one of the best songs that Mario Party has to offer, in my opinion. Brilliantly crafted board. Kudos. Welcome to Pagoda Peak. Peak. You get the joke. I don't need to say anything. Just like the Mario Party 7 boards that came before it, this one is based on real life. Ancient Chinese architecture that is said to be over 4,000 years old, by the way, with some Japanese buildings accompanying it. Does this board look small to you? Because it is. At a total of 42 spaces, this board is the smallest in traditional Mario Party history. That is insane. For a board this small to be this amazing. I know exactly what you're thinking too. Oh, Curb, your fucking idiocy is showing. No. This board means peak, and it delivers. The first event on the board is literally 4 spaces from the start. You'll get to choose 2 fireworks. One will send you up pretty high on the board, or will hilariously send you back down to start. That's not the only time that'll happen too. The next one is where Koopa Master appears. He will let you bang the Gong of Fate. You press the button, fuck up the gong, and it'll change the price of the star. 10, 20, 30, or 40. He'll give you some treats afterward too. There's another one higher up the peak as well. Just after you pass by the Duel Dojo, a little higher up and you get to the waterfall. Kung Fu Falls is the name of it. Koopa Master appears again to instruct us to grab the coins that come out of the waterfall while avoiding the logs. If the player manages to grab all the coins that come out of the Kung Fu Falls, they will be rewarded with a star. Good luck though. It's actually pretty difficult, to be honest. Near the top of the peak, we have the Blazing Rock. The player will then be instructed to put out the fire with a fan. Depending on how fast they put out the fire, they will be rewarded with a star, some coins, or a Master Koopa t-shirt, which quite frankly is hilarious. Last but definitely not least, we have the top. The final obstacle for you to overcome is to not land on this happening space. The Chinese dragon will swallow you and then spit you out in a blue fireball that sends you back to start. This board is beautiful. It's an art. You get to experience all the joys of being a martial artist, complete with one of the most chill jams in this series. Seriously, this music is amazing. You get to relish in the fact that it's a journey up the mountain, and once you reach the top, you get rewarded, provided you have the coins for it, of course. It's a fucking story. How did you make a story out of a fucking board game? It's astounding. Every happening space on the board is happening as well. It's an eventful board, making sure that no matter what, you will never be bored playing this board. Just, oh my god. They really did mean peak. Holy shit. All right, at the count of 3, open your eyes. 1, 2, 3! You're not surprised? Damn it. I decorated this whole S tier for nothing, dude. I don't think I really need to explain this board. I will, but I think that everyone who has played on this board loves it. I mean, it's not hard to see why. What once was paying for custody of windmills has now exploded into a full-on blowout blast of hotels. But things work a little differently in the city compared to the great fields of the Netherlands. Investment and upgrading. When your hotel reaches the 20 coins combined mark, it'll get transformed from a 1-star hotel to a 2-star hotel. If you go even further beyond, upgrade that hotel enough to 50 coins total and voila, 3 stars. Wonder what a 4-star hotel would look like. Fuck, wait, go back! It's not only great to see this mechanic used in an environment that suits it more, but it's amazing that they built upon it and went all out. And the happening spaces on this board perfectly complements it. Stealing coins from hotels, driving to different spaces in front of hotels, winning coins from a dartboard, a construction site helping society. Good lord! No other board in Mario Party 8 showcases the liveliness of this game like Tycoon Town. Warped Orbit came close, but there ain't no top in the city. Living in this city, you know you have to survive, right? Not only will you survive, you will thrive. Build yourself up from scratch and make yourself an adventure capitalist. The spirit of Mario Party. It's an addiction. They tase you. It teases you right when you think you've gotten away with it. This fucking fun police of fuckery comes out and gets your shit every time. It gets you acting like a real capitalist. This board is torture. I should not be allowed to play on this board. Oh, I just lost $30 because some jackass is working undercover for fucking Toad. God damn it. Is this even Mario Party? Pinch you not, because you are not dreaming. Do anything to get by unscathed. You will be rewarded with bragging rights. But that's all you need here. They absolutely knocked it out of the park with this. I don't think I need to say anything more. The results of this segment speak for itself. One city after the next, from the heart of New Yorkian souls to a paradise that only Vegas or California can replicate. Welcome to Neon Heights. But culture's a little different here than the hustling and bustling and investing from the toony Tycoon Town. We do things the American way here. Raising prices! 2 different types of entertainment here, film and sports. A Wild West showdown to take down the multicolored Koopa kids for some quick cash. Don't shoot the old man though, he hasn't been seen in years. On the other side, we have some good old sports action. Not of the Mario variety where you're shedding blood over who gets to pick Waluigi, but the real life variety. Boring! We did it, guys. We found the game that has balls and a gun in it. To win this game called life, you need to find one of the treasure chests. One contains the treasure, one contains 20 coins, and one carries a bomb in it that kicks your sorry ass back to start. But there's this little fucker named Lakitu, and if you get him in your inventory, you get to have one of the chests for free. It is random, however, so watch where you're aiming that thing. A neat little detail about this board that I like is in the shooting range, the Shy Guy is asking for a roll, and depending on your character, the role will change. Hero, heroine, sidekick, or villain. It's a really cute touch. But you want to be a big shot, don't you? You want to shoot for the sky. So why don't you? Pump fuel into the rocket ship and reach for the star and collect some coins along the way. By the way, it's only possible to get a star on this if you have 2 people. Last but not least, we're in America, so gambling is taken pretty seriously here. Match the correct images and get some coins. Match all of them to win the grand prize. Walking out. Ah, America. This board has great theming. Entertainment is an amazing superpower. That's why this board is amazing to me. Not only is it the most fun board from 7, but it shows that entertainment is sound in its name. Keep that charisma of yours. It'll get you somewhere. Another fucking city map? I can't escape them. They're torture! It's laughing at me! Take a deep breath. Try to be calm. Remember what your therapist told you. You can't live it, but you can imagine it. Remember happy thoughts, Wario thoughts. Similar to Koopa's Tycoon Town, I hear that everyone who plays this board loves it. They also say it's probably the best board from 6. While I would disagree, it's not too far from the truth. As opposed to the liveliness of Koopa's Tycoon Town and Neon Heights, this one prefers a more laid-back setting, which is nice. It's nice to have a calm response to all this gambling. The music perfectly reflects this, as it is very upbeat and jazzy. Remember what word I just said? Gambling? Yeah, I sure hope it does. This board is the most gambling-based board out of any board in the series, and I am not kidding. It's also the best at it. I'm not lying about any of this, by the way. Literally the first thing you can do on the board is slots. The very top has you competing against 3 other assholes to try and win it big. And the right side of the board has you putting in a star and trying to quite literally double and even triple or nothing. Oh yeah, and that top event? During the day, you all put in 10 coins, making the most amount the winner can get is 40. But at night, you all put in a star. Lots of gambling your stars on this board. That may seem scary considering how difficult stars can be obtained, but on this board, the star stays in the middle the whole game. During the day, it's the 20 coins usual, but during the night, things shift up a bit. The stars can cost 5, 10, 20, 30, or 40. So it always keeps things fresh, so that even if you're in last, you can still reasonably catch up without the help of chance time, provided you're lucky, of course. There are also many things that aid you in your quest to become the superstar. The room sweeping you up and taking you ahead or behind the star, the house abducting you and sending you back to start. It's all brilliantly crafted. The reason I like this board more over the last two is that the layout is complemented perfectly by its mechanics. Not to say that the last two aren't, but it always makes it so that every playthrough of this board is never the same. This board is probably objectively top 5 in terms of design and layout, but it just barely edges the top 5 of my list. Fair enough, right? We're in top 5 territory now. I just want to say that it was close between all of these. Like, I would spend literal days debating on these placements, but these are the final results. Place your votes now. I bet you forgot this board was even in the game. Props to the people who also fuck with Chilly Waters like I do. All 4 of you. A Mario Party board should be a lot of things. Fun, but challenging. Risky, but not impossible. Lucky, but still a hint of skill. That's what I believe makes Chilly Waters so amazing. That's what I believe is what makes a lot of Mario Party boards so amazing. You're never out of contention. We're still playing the same old game. Chilly Waters is unironically one of the best designed boards, in my opinion. I'll stand by it though. The big event surrounding this board is the big snowman at the top. Whenever somebody either lands on the happening spaces or pays 5 coins to the man himself, he'll throw a big snowball at either the top left or top right. It'll then journey horizontally before switching down the path. The strategy, and yes, I mean strategy, is repositioning. On this board, it is crucial for victory. Any of the spaces with the pink outline on it, that is where the snowball will stop you. These pink outlines go for every Mario Party 3 board. They serve as a sort of highlighter or indicator of where you'll end up from a different event. So say you purposefully get chased by the snowball, then you have to make the quick decision to either stay there or continue being chased to go further down. This is an amazing way to line yourself up for stars, land on spaces, go to Boo, go to Game Guy, go to Chance Time, get an item, land on Bowser. The possibilities are fucking limitless. It is one thing on the board that can cause so much strategic thinking. How can one snowman cause all this? But that's not all to this frigid awesome land. Don't forget about the frozen lake in the middle. Whenever more than 2 people occupy this lake at the same time, it'll crack and both your characters will end up on this space. This works well for fucking someone over if they're close to the star. Although there is a bit of luck to it because if you try going up the slippery slope, your character just like dies and stops moving. So it is a little bullshit, but it's nothing that a great fucking song can't help. Chilly Waters has one of my favorite board songs in the series. Everything I've combined makes for an amazing board, and for those who don't know, this is the beginner board from 3! Remember when I said back in Towering Treetop that even starter boards can have some bite in them? Yeah, triple or nothing. Guess what? Triple one. Because ain't nothing beating the chilliest of these waters. Waluigi Island, your match has been officially met. Mario Party could sneeze in my general direction, and I'd wear it with pride. You probably know that. Look at the length of this video. But as we're nearing the end, it's time to unwind a bit. What made me put Western Land in A instead of S was that it was missing that special something. It had something to do with the train. It is the biggest board in the series. You'd be ridiculous not to include a fast travel system. But still, there was something missing. Like a certain item, a Mickey Mouse Catool. That's where Jamboree comes in. The remake of Western Land introduces the Steamer ticket. No matter what stop you can meet Steamer on, you can call him over to where you are and then ride him to get where you want. But the neat part is that you can call him over, run over anyone that's in his way, and decline it. That is such a dickhead move, but it is so funny. Another really good change made to Steamer is that you can pay for 2 stops and not just 1. That way, you can get to any stop you want, provided you get lucky enough on the roulette. These changes show that even a small change can mean huge things. This small thing has brought Western Land up to one of my favorite boards in the series. The remake version, at least. Sure, the costumes aren't here anymore, which I guess kind of sucks, but when you have a game with 20 plus characters in it, that's not really a big concern. Oh yeah, and we actually get to see the hootenanny they all have at the Wiggler Milk Station. It's actually really endearing and adorable. Combine all of these changes with 3 item slots, Jamboree buddies, decrease space count by a little bit, and a banging home stretch song, and you've got yourself a mighty fine Jamboree. Holy fuck, I just got it. The song makes this board feel more cozy. And also the fact that it's in HD, we get to see the life around us flourish instead of staring at a PNG. It makes it feel more like home. A cozy, recognizable, emotional feeling. Maybe the Old West has a little bit more to it than just being a land of the free. You got beat out by the old man? Damn, I almost feel bad for you. Almost. But there's nothing to be ashamed of. Look at him go! He enjoys what he does. This board has the pleasure of probably being my most played board in Mario Party history. At least top 5. I haven't counted. I don't want to. Hey, this is post-production Kerblin here. I just checked my real-ass copy of Mario Party 6 to look at board statistics. It says I've played on this board a minimum of 17 times. Minimum. I think it's safe to say that I like this board a lot. But regardless of how many times I've played on this board, it remarkably still holds up today. Despite looking, feeling, and being a small board, it still has so much packed into it that ensures that not only will you not be bored ever, but it will make sure that you remember this fucking board. What do you think the E in EGOT stands for? Eccentric. This master of mechanics shows his masterful making of these machines by having the most happening spaces of any board in Mario Party 6. This is a big ass garage, so I might as well put him somewhere. All of the machines and gizmos do something unique too. Transmission, coin stealing, board layout rerouting, orb manipulation, orb transformation, orb placement, and repositioning! Reporting for duty! It's all a fuckfest of wondrous occasions. Since the board is so small too, it never feels like you're gonna be stuck in one area. You're always gonna be moving from one place to the next. One turn you might be swimming through neuro waves, and the next turn you could be stealing coins because of a fan that's as big as my ass. Again, since the board is so small, you're gonna be packing some orbs for leftovers as well, making sure that you're never out of orbs. Just oh my god. I'm working up a sweat just talking about this place. I'm not even the ingenious inventor who made this fucking garage. I'm not even in the garage and I'm sweating my ass off. You know what the E in the EGOT also stands for? Engaging, enthusiastic, energetic, educated, excessive, exciting. All of these things describe EGOT, his inventions, the board, and the music perfectly. But there's one more E word. Emotional. Despite me being enthusiastic and silly about this board, it still kind of brings a tear to my eye. Why? Since I've played on this board so much, I can never truly say goodbye. Am I getting emotional over a goddamned board game? Yes, I am. But it's my birthday, my party. I love Mario Party 6, to hell and back. This board also showcases what I love about Mario Party boards. Fun, exciting, jam-packed with ideas. The only person as smart as EGOT are the people that made this fucking game. I miss him. Please bring him back. We're almost there. Time's running out, folks. Finally, Mario Party 6's reign comes to an end. This board is... yeah, this board is a lot. Let's unpack it. First, the star. The star is represented by Donkey Kong, like every star is, I guess. You can move around the board, well, clockwise. You have to catch Donkey Kong. Yep, catch, because at the end of every turn, Donkey Kong will also move. If he eats a delicious banana, he rolls 2 dice blocks. You have to catch up to him in order to obtain your star that you rightfully earned. But what happens during the nighttime? Well, you know what they say, nighttime is the scary time. Bowser shows up during the nighttime, and now you move counterclockwise. So now it's a game of Scooby-Doo to get your ass out of there. Oh, and if he catches you, 20 coins. Or a star, if you have one. Just because. Oh, and if he breathes fire, then he rolls 2 dice blocks, which is code name for you're fucked. Oh, and if you manage to run into one of them, they will move to a different space so you can't farm. But what's a race to the monkey without some little help? You can use the pipes to go to the vertically opposite side. Not directly though. They might be diagonally linked. Every time someone lands on one of these 4 happening spaces, the pipes will get reshuffled. Obviously, red pipe to red pipe and green pipe to green pipe. Alright, I'm lore dropping now. For those who don't know the story, Mario Party 6 revolves around these 2, Brighton and Twyla, Sun and Moon, Yin and Yang, Mario and Wario, Freddy Fazbear and Golden Freddy. The story is basically they argue over which one is more impressive and awesome. These are your hosts of Mario Party 6. Mario basically says that they should collect stars from partying to end their bitching. This is the mechanic of Mario Party 6, day and night. Why am I explaining this to you? Well, this is their home. High above the sky do they sit. Which one is better, Brighton or Twyla? Doesn't matter, Uncle Ben. MC Ballyhoo is better than both. Twyla is better, by the way. They each have their own events when you land on their happening spaces. When you land on the happening space in front of their respective doorsteps, you will be given the chance to choose one of 2 chests. One contains a star, the other has 10 coins. But there's a big catch. You can only trigger this event if it is the correct time of day. So you can only trigger the event in front of Brighton's temple if it is during the day. Same goes for Twyla. It is such a rare event, but it's honestly nice to see them talking to you, the player, instead of addressing rules and shit. The happening space behind Brighton's temple causes a UFO to take you back to start. The happening space at the back of Twyla's ship will give you a chance to get an orb by fishing. We found it, the fishing minigame. This game is S tier, but if you get a bob, you lose all your orbs. Then finally, we have the castle itself. The happening space on the very top of the board gives you a chance to switch the time of day a la Horrorland, but it is a 50-50. Oh my god, that was a lot. So, what this board has is transmission, pipe alteration, path alteration, orb obtainment, movement strategy, coin and star obtainment, time of day alteration, star movement, star removement, and an amazing fucking song! It is no secret by now that I love Mario Party 6. A little too much, some might say. This board has so much jam-packed into it, similar to EGAT's Garage. But based on how much I was gassing it up, you'd expect it to be my favorite board from 6. Well, it is, kind of. This board and what it exemplifies is what barely puts it over EGAT's Garage. As a board, it is a marvelously crafted masterpiece that makes you earn your fucking stars. The stars on this board are earned. That is what makes this board so satisfying. You have to earn, work hard, and persevere to become the superstar. The core of Mario Party. The thing that started it all was arguing over who was the true superstar. Now it comes full circle. A board that has so much shit put into it that it makes you feel like a superstar. Yeah, I'm done. I fucking love Mario Party 6. $71 boards. 71 boards. I cannot even begin to express the love I have for Mario Party. Well, I mean, I am right now, but you know what I mean. Shut up. The bottom line is that this is one of my favorite series of games. Could you tell? I could talk about these games effortlessly for literal days. I've been playing these games since I was around 6. Almost 15 years later, and I'm still obsessed with it. This series has come so far, and I genuinely could not be happier. And I'm excited to see where the series goes from here on out. But where does all this partying lead to, you know? What makes a board so perfect? What happens when you combine everything that I love about Mario Party? A masterpiece. Ain't nothing like a good shopping spree to take your worries away. Wouldn't this be called stress shopping? I gotta get on that. You knew that this board would be high on my list. You just wouldn't know if it would crack the tippity top spot. Well, Ta-da! Mario Party Jamboree's crown jewel is an amazing mall labyrinth with shops everywhere! Depending on what shop you go to, there will be items that fit the theming of the shop. Boo Shop, Last Place Shop, Super Shop, Gold Shop, Thrift Store, and even regular and 1-coin shops. It's not surprising to hear that Rainbow Galleria has the biggest item pool in the history of the series. Even its own board-specific item. The markup sticker doubles someone's purchase on their next turn. That goes for items and stars. Is it an optimal item? It's good if you're worried about someone having too many coins. Even then, it might be too late because of the stamp stations. There are 4 stamp stations scattered around the board, each hosting a different color. Blue, red, yellow, and green. Because fuck purple and orange, I guess. Pass by it and collect your stamp. You can turn in the stamp card on the first floor for coins. Each stamp is worth 10 coins, making 40 coins in total. Coins equals items. You can see where this is going. It's a cycle of life. But it wouldn't be a mall without some sasa lele. Every 5th turn, the flash sale will be active for that turn. This applies to every single shop. This is nice if you're trying to wait on a specific item in a specific shop to go off sale. Moving around this board just feels so free. It feels like you can go to any part of the board at any time, too. The elevator is a help in that regard. For 5 Measly coins, you can ride the elevator to the 3rd or 1st floor. You don't have to abide by the rules of those pesky escalators no more. But the thing that sticks out the most, of course, is the fact that this game houses every single non-board specific item in the game. This makes the board a swimming pool's worth of items to obtain. I've mentioned items before in this list, but the items in Mario Party are undoubtedly the PB to the J. I can't live in Mario Party without items, except for a couple Mario Party 1 boards. They make the game so much more than a simple roll of the dice. Everything that I love about Mario Party is compiled into this. Complex, but still fun. Large, but still options for different movements. Lucky, yet still a hint of skill and strategy. Not to mention that the happening spaces complement the board perfectly. Arguably, the most important thing about a board is how well the happening spaces complement it. Not only does this board succeed at it, it thrives at it. This is more than a party. It's a celebration. I knew right from the get-go that this board would be something great. It not only exceeded my expectations, it went above and beyond. Just, oh my god. Mario Party Jamboree has redefined what a Mario Party is. Fucking insane. It was really close, and maybe my opinion might change in the future. But I can now say that my favorite board in Mario Party history is Rainbow Galleria. Shopping has never felt this alive. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is my first time ever doing this sort of ranking thing, and I'm pretty damn proud of it. This project started all the way back in January. I've always wanted to express my love for Mario Party in some fashion, and I thought making a big-ass board ranking would fit well. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know, because I am more than happy to deliver these kinds of videos. In fact, I already have a few ideas for some future ones. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for those in the future. Now that that's all said and done, I need to take a break. Again, thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay silly, guys.